ゼンテーションをご紹介させていただきましょう。プレゼンターはハリー・ンさんです。Now, please welcome our next presenter, Mr. Harry Ng. Mr. Harry Ng, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Harry Ng. I'm a Smart Contract Lead at Option Labs, and today I'm going to briefly talk about some challenges of decentralized rollup. But first, let me explain what is Option Labs like in the Arbitrum ecosystem. So Option Labs is a service provider to the Arbitrum Foundation, which acts as a steward to the Arbitrum DAO. Arbitrum DAO governs the Arbitrum 1 and Arbitrum Node chains, and like Option Labs provide technical expertise to the foundation and DAOs, such as like shipping upgrade to this chain when like we need to upgrade, like say we have like a Ethereum hard fork or new EIPs. So as I said, I mean, maybe a lot of people already know, Arbitrum 1 is like one of the leading decentralized rollup, and thanks to our friends at L2Bit, like we can look at this dashboard about like some summary of the characteristic of Arbitrum 1. And you can see that Arbitrum 1 is actually a stage 1 rollup according to their definition. And if you look at the pie at the right side, you can see that we have every slice is in green color, except for one slide called the exit window. So what is the exit window? Like, in simple words, you can think about exit window is like a time lock for rollups. Like, you allow user on this rollup to exit the rollup when they don't like a certain change. For example, if the owner try to run or like they try to like make a change to how the bridge is like custodying their fund, users should have like a window of time to exit the chain and even if the sequencer is censoring. But how do you actually guarantee they have like certain amount of time to exit? Like it's basically a mix of waiting and also like some protocol level like censorship resistant like curves such that you make sure like if someone want to exit, they will have the window and also have the like ability to exit the chain. And why are we not a stage 2 rollup right now? Is that because like if you look at L2B's like requirement on the right, like bottom right side, you can see that they actually require a 30-day exit window if the change is not related to a bug. And we can also look at the life cycle of EIP, which is Arbitrum Improvement Proposal. And like, due to the governance latency, people have to vote, like we have a challenge period because we are optimistic rollup, there's exit window requirement, there are also like censorship resistant like requirement. And EIP actually will take at least 35 days from the proposal creation on chain to execution. And that is not including the time of a potential quorum extension of 2 days. Like we have an optional snapshot temperature check of 1 week. And also like there are the audit time for any code change, which can be weeks. And then of course there will be development time for any change we want to make. And you can see that like it's actually like really like a slow process once your rollup is decentralized, and it's actually decentralized because it's like take a lot of time to ship any change. So why are we talking about L1 hard fork? What is the implication of rollup? There are usually like 3 types of change that can impact a rollup. The first kind of change is basically L1 breaking change. Sometimes like L1 decide to ship certain breaking change that like on L1, and then some example would be like 7702, which like changed the behavior on like in the past. For example, we can detect if you are EOA by using text origin and message standard, you cannot now. And then like in the upcoming Fusaka hard fork, we also have like a new change that's going to introduce a transaction gas limit cap. So these are like some of the L1 breaking change can impact rollup because like, for example, the proofing system of the rollup may actually need more gas than the transaction cap, and that's something we have to evaluate. There's another class of like difference is like L2, I have to implement new feature of L1, like basically any like EL change we have to implement on L2. And like some of the example can be also be 7702 because like when L1 have 7702, like user would usually expect to have like 7702 across all the chain, and then they can use account abstraction everywhere. But like because of the process I talk about, it's usually really hard for us to ship that when mainnet ship the same feature, and then we will usually left a window that they just cannot use this on Arbitrum 1. And the third type is basically about L3. L3 is Arbitrum's term, orbit chains, Arbitrum term for roll up on a roll up. And then there are additional consideration when trying to implement EIP on this chain because of how the parent chain is different. It's not actually L1, it's L2. So you have to consider how L2 works when you implement those chains. And there's additional complexity when we have to implement those features. So to recap, basically there's three types of challenges. First is timing. Do we want to ship before mainnet or at the same time or after? It's really hard actually to ship at the same time as mainnet because of the 35 minimum delay. Usually it's 2 months, to be honest, because we actually have to write code. AI haven't replaced that yet, but that's a thing. There's also sometimes they make last-minute change to what EIP is included in a hard fork, or what is the actual implementation. For example, if they figure out discover a bug after the testnet fork, then they have to make change. Or for example, famously, in the past, we have a EOF removed it completely from the last fork, and then if we decide to front run mainnet and prepare everything in advance, then we will basically have to scratch everything and then redo. And it's the problem what usually is that why we want to ship as close to mainnet as possible is because user expectation. In a rollup centric roadmap, user want to have the same experience across different chain, but if for example, if Arbitrum 1 don't have 7702 enabled in day one, it's really not the best experience for user, and then that can make their experience worse. And this is going to be even harder when the exit window is set to 7 days to fulfill the stage 2 requirement, because when I say 35 days, it's actually built around a 10-day exit window assumption. But if we want to make it 30 days, it's going to be at least 60-day kind of scale we're talking about, and then it's going to make the thing even harder. So where do we go from here, right? I mean, as Arbitrum 1 and other roll-up progress and want to be more decentralized, they want to move away from having an on-chain DAO voting on things, but then having another multi-sig to execute. That's the easy way of doing decentralized stuff, but we all know that it's not that decentralized, right? Because those multi-sig usually don't have very obligation, at least they can kind of do whatever they want, and you want to do something more close to what the Arbitrum DAO is doing, which is allowing the DAO to have complete control of everything on chain, and then there's also a security console which can make change immediately, but we usually basically security console is built for security issue, shipping and mainnet EIP is usually not a security issue, so we usually don't use the security console for this kind of stuff unless it's, for example, the type of thing I talk about, a L1 breaking change that may actually impact how the L2 security. So how do we solve this? I feel I don't really have a good answer, to be honest. Decentralized is really hard. We are still early. We are still figuring out. Arbitrum DAO is one of the biggest DAO right now, and then, but there are still a lot of issue we have discovered in the recent time, how hard it is to run a DAO to make sure everything is decentralized, but also functional. But I feel there's a few areas that we might be able to improve, one being the EIP process. We should try to avoid breaking change. There's I don't think we usually try to ship breaking change, but sometimes this thing happen, and then we should have better tracking on what EIP might break a certain protocol or not. We should also aim to see if we can have like more clear signal on when is the hard fork actually finalized to avoid any last minute like change. DOF probably one of the good example, but like, Ethereum itself is also decentralized, so like it's also something that really hard to figure out. For the DAO side, I think there is probably something we can do from the to improve the DAO governance process. Although I currently don't see it like something that can be changed materially, because like a lot of like delay is basically just giving people time to vote and like exit, and you don't really want to like say, hey, I'm just going to give this multi-sig the ability to like ship whatever change they want. Like it's also not very decentralized sounding, so maybe not something we want to do. User education is probably one of the things we can do. Like maybe we should let user know that L2 actually, because of the security properties, they should let behind L1. Like maybe they should not expect L2 to always have the same feature set immediately as L1 ship them. But that's also hard. Like, I mean, even if you educate them, the UX is still bad, so like probably not the best solution. I hope like someone like maybe we can also think about this, because like I feel like usually like these like we want everything to be decentralized, but we don't usually think about too much about how these things operate once they are decentralized. Like we have like a long way like to go before we can make like L2's rollups like fully decentralized, optimistic or not. I feel like it's like a problem like for all. It's actually not a problem just for rollup. It's probably all for all other dApps too. Like because like if you're decentralized, you will come at a time where like you will need a lot of time to ship an upgrade, and then it's very hard to like anticipate like what this EIP is going to incur, and then how can you time your upgrade with those. So thank you. Like yeah.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。いたしました。それではプレゼンテーションを再開してまいります。続きましては鈴木雄大さんです。Thank you for waiting. We will now resume the presentation. Now, please welcome our next presenter, Mr. 雄大鈴木。それでは鈴木さん、よろしくお願いいたします。
Hi, hello everyone, ZM. Thank you for coming today and for listening to my talk. So hopefully, this talk will be one of the unique talk you will listen through this EDCON. And also, I just wanted to say thank you to EDCON organizing. This is a really great event, and thank you so much for inviting me to the speaker. So, I will start about my introduction first. So I'm Yudai Suzuki. I'm co-founder of Fracton Ventures, which is not a VC, or this is an incubator based in Japan. My background is a startup incubator since 2017-18. Since then, I saw first generation of blockchain startup. Everyone called blockchain startup at the time. So I supported blockchain startup first generation in 2017. So since then, I was a big fan of I'm a big fan of blockchain technology also decentralized infrastructure technologies, and I introduced so many blockchain first generation of blockchain startup Japanese founders to VCs investors in Japan market, but everyone couldn't understand this potential. One of the guys could try to realize that such a kind of similar application of chain analysis at the time is 2017, or maybe you guys know chain analysis are recently officially signed with FBI or any big American agency using this technology as well. But there's so many VC couldn't understand this point. Where is the user? Who would use this technology? So you have a blockchain, it's a scam. So it was my beginning story. So since then, I have been starting to, we have to create very strong ecosystem for Ethereum in Japan. I just started like a founder community first in Tokyo, and for all of like a blockchain, and especially for Ethereum protocol founders, I collected in there, and like do like a drinking or networking event together, and for knowing each other. So this is my starting line. So Fractum, or this is like a Tokyo-based incubator, and it's not only for Japanese founders. We are providing incubation cohort as a cohort style to our more widely people as like Asian founders too. So the Fractum has three things we are doing. First one is a Fractum incubation, which is a flagship incubation model. So we are providing cohort style, means 6 months, 3 months, cohort style like acceleration incubation model, or plus educational content, or plus super or interesting like, or innovators like mentoring opportunities, or we are providing through this program. So Fractum enterprise teams. So like recently we created enterprise teams for supporting more enterprise. So how our enterprise or big corporate, especially in Japan too, can understand the value of ETH. So there is a two meaning of like Ethereum. So Ethereum is a world computer that it can covered by Fractal incubation through this protocol incubation. So there is a like ETH is money. ETH money is covered by this Fractal enterprise. So this is the things. And also like we are co-organizer of East Tokyo, and we are organizer of DAO Tokyo. Yeah, hopefully like so many guys like already attended to this year's DAO East Tokyo as well. So it could be success like successfully we finished like this event. Hopefully like we will read back to like Tokyo again, and hopefully like EDCON will keep providing our event in Osaka as like any collaboration that we'd like to see. And we are hosting like a monthly meetup in Tokyo. And like if you come back to Tokyo, please say hi to Fractal team. So like if you want to talk about something, if you want to share your research, please use our meetup opportunities. This is for yours. It's not my handle. So this is for yours. So Fractal is doing Fractal is doing Ethereum incubation. Is our Asian protocol founders and the incubator over 40 protocols. Is our target is very simple. After hackathon and to angel and pre-seed round. So normally this is super tough, hardest timing for crypto founders. You know, anyone will not support normally. You know, you are just challenger. Oh, you are doing things okay. Good luck. That's it. So who will support strongly for these early stage founders? This is the things, I will skip it. The cohort 5 will start very soon. We are expanded to like a deadline of this application. If you are building very new protocol and you are in super early stage, please apply to Fractal website. So please find like our Twitter or X, like our handle is We Can DAO It. So please search We Can DAO It. So I will skip it. So back to the main topic. So we are Ethereum. So everyone is our Ethereum. So why we love Ethereum? I think there is 3 reasons. I personally too. The first one is a decentralization. Decentralization has a lot of meaning. The node client level decentralization, geographically level decentralization, and or any other record, or any other or any specific or name of organization couldn't provide or the record, central record or top-down leadership model in the market or something like this. So censorship. So we need this point as well too, because Ethereum is for everyone. I posted this word yesterday. Ethereum is for everyone means any single person or we should not to shut out them or from network. It means someone carefully AML. Okay, you can use GKP for checking AML, right? So Ethereum itself, they shouldn't do shut out someone from the network. And the last one is a positive sub-coordination. So, oh, sorry. So maybe like my internet, my connect is not good. Okay, so the positions of connection, coordination is like most important things to do it. So everyone is like standing on open source based culture. So open source based culture means every protocol can forkable or from source code, and you can use the code. So the record, and as a tokenomics too, the record, if token incentive model is a bringing to new value and outside of the community to into the new community or to own community, the community will grow. So everyone is just talking about like we have a community, we have a community. Is this real human? This is a program, you know, so many bots. Maybe you guys are hold like over 20 wallets or something in person, right? So the more important things is that like how we can create like a more positive some loop or looping or through the protocol design, through the token design as well. So big question, what are we missing in the Ethereum ecosystem? When I say Ethereum ecosystem, it's completely like, aligned to like Ethereum L1 plus L2s as well. I can describe as well. And so next question is Ethereum ecosystem means equal EVM ecosystem. I personally think, sorry if any other EVM guys, like you know, I personally think EVM is not an ecosystem. It's just there is just a Solidity developer. Solidity developer can write Solidity for virtual machine can run using Solidity language. This is just an EVM. The EVM is completely open source. Everyone can use it. The EVM, if fork from like a Ethereum EVM, Ethereum virtual machine to any other chain, it can work. It doesn't mean to actually ecosystem. I'm personally thinking so. So this is my imagine. So there is an Ethereum L1, there is an Ethereum L2s, and the specific side chain. When I say specific side chain, in personally, I think like a Gnosis, Polygon, they are in. So this is my imagination. So everyone can easily to say, we are in like an EVM ecosystem together, right, bro? No, this is not an ecosystem. So this is real ecosystem, Ethereum ecosystem. So as a left question is that like, you know, where are Solidity developers in the market? So maybe like just our research has made by Electric Capital. They are reporting like every year for where is the developer are in the market. So there maybe like Solana, other chain, or internet computer, all interesting. Aptos, base is the ecosystem, Ethereum ecosystem as well. So Sui, near, okay. So I don't know. I think this is just like a developer number. So it's not. It doesn't mean to Solidity number, but like also like where's the Solidity developers? If Solidity developers keep developing some Solidity or using Solidity for EVMs in other chain outside of Ethereum ecosystem, I want to say, like, please come back to here. How we can do it? So how can we EVM developer return to the Ethereum? This is a program. This is a question for you all. So why don't they build on Ethereum? Please think about like 1 minute. Like why? What do you think? Why don't they build on Ethereum? Maybe other chain has lots of grant opportunities, printing money, something. I don't know. So, and the partnership offers, we can easily to say co-marketing together, bro. Okay, it's fucking good. So my interest is that, like, you know, if EVM developer means like Solidity developers, rethinking about what is the meaning of Ethereum development, what is the meaning, what is the value of like development for Ethereum, if seriously they will start to rethink again, I think they will go back. My answer is that no place to get serious mentorship for super early protocol founders. The reason is that, so the point is that, you know, so many early developers looking for opportunity as like as grant, as like a partnership. The reason is that, like, you know, you don't know any new protocol names. The new protocol comes in the market, there is a really serious founder, they are developing over 20 years writing a code. This is crazy, this is good. But also, even the situation, you don't know the name of the protocol, right? You will not use the protocol. So if they say, we partnership with blah, blah, blah foundation, ABC Foundation, ABC Foundation, ABC Bravos, something like this. So we got a grant or from this hackathon, this finalist, something like this. Okay, or finally a foundation approved your name, and also maybe someone will get interest to use this application, this protocol as well. So why I say this answer is my opinion is that the other incubator, Ethereum incubator, we always thinking about where is a good place to provide a mentorship for super early stage founders. So I am believing all of attendees in here is maybe maybe half a percent is a speaker in the EDCON, over half a percent, I think so. So now you are a speaker on EDCON, but you was timing. You were timing to just a super beginning phase of the protocol developer, protocol founder, right? So at the time, who supported you? So how? So early stage protocol founder need opportunities. Need opportunity means if new protocol creation activity comes from hackathon, they have to start to thinking about is this a good idea? Should I spend my life for keep building this protocol? Something like this. Okay, you have to share this idea to really good mentors. So I think these guys, these attendees are really, really good. If you have a motivation to do a mentorship for Ethereum ecosystem from tomorrow, maybe new founder, we will see more new founders. And they need, they need mentors. Mentors is not just angel investors, but also are more collaborate together and share their networking resources, trust resources. And I know him guy, the guy understood this point, you have to talk with him. Like that. So someone should introduce or bring new founder to core deeply ecosystem players and start to doing a chat. The type of opportunity is really, really important for everyone. And the last point is that they need a grant or angel investment too. So it depends on the case, but you don't need the money, you have the money, and you can keep developing. This is the best. But also realistically, there is a timing to so we can easily to face financial program. So we have an idea, we have a motivation, we have a good team, including developers, but we don't have the money. Okay, you have to raise the money. So one question, big question, especially for early stage funding or fast funding, is that the investor, early investor, angel investor too, they can easily to ask who or which ecosystem, which player approved your name in the ecosystem. So it's just a bit of a hurdle. It's just I think this is just a chicken and egg program. Someone should approve. I'm supporting this protocol, but also before coming to this information, so investor cannot say yes. Okay, I am personally like you, but personally like you means I can invest to your protocol directly, on that. So what we are doing in the space, so Fracton Ventures is continuing to provide 1% of token offer to incubated protocols. So we are not investors. We will not invest. We haven't invested, but we just offered 1% of future token from each of incubated protocols. Someone said, "Oh, you guys doing voluntary work in the space?" Kind of. Yeah. But why I'm believing this model is good is that so other incubator or accelerator in the market in Web3 in whole of crypto, they are offering around 4 to 6% token to each project. Maybe you guys can understand 4 to 6% is quite big number. Maybe roughly 20% of equity or something. It's a similar meaning. It's too risky to do this. And more important things is that why we are offering 1% of token to each project. The reason is that we are not an investor. We want to get more position as a side of like a more co-founding member level for you guys to keep supporting your project. This is a stance. So we started to thinking about this model. We have been providing this model since 2021. Over 4 years, we already incubated over 45 protocol in the market, or mainly comes from Japan, but like, not only from Japan. So recently, we started a new DAO or alliance, the initiative. It's called East Reactor. East Reactor is like a new DAO formation, a DAO-driven incubator collective for Ethereum. Why it needs? Because like a pre-search on like a East Reactor or ETH without E or reactor or East Reactor on X. There is a X account. Only 100 members following right now. It's super beginning timing. So why it needs? Fractal offering this model in many days, and also like we are also thinking about like how we can do more global level same action in the market. So East Reactor has recently started with these communities. So from Japan, Fractal will join in this DAO. Suchi or Blockchain Labs, which is behind like East Vietnam, they will join. A Narrative from South Korea will join. East Sydney has joined. And also like East Cinco de Mayo, which is like a Mexican community, so like they have joined. And like East Panama community is called East Canal has joined. And the Napoli East, which is the Italian community, has joined. And the East Belgrade, which is a Serbian community, it has joined too. So what will we do? This is like East Reactor is like a global DAO formation through by or East Reactor umbrella powered by incubator collectives, especially for Ethereum aligned incubator collectives. So the meaning of this record, there is a lot of hackathon in globally. So you can jump on to the new hackathon as a mentor, judge, or something like this. So behind the hackathon, there's so many regional Ethereum leader player in the market. We want to onboard them into the one place to work as a DAO member, DAO formation together to do an incubation and offer 1% of token in regional market everywhere. So technically, if we reach the onboard every global country into East Reactor brand can get global access through this global East Reactor brand name. This is a DAO. So this is the formation of East Reactor actually do. So regional incubator join in this DAO. The regional incubators means behind of the East Hackathon or East Incubator they are already doing. And they run an incubation program together and globally. So through this East Reactor names, East Reactor brand, okay, so we can run East Reactor or Mexican or incubation program like this. And the request to incubator teams to allocate 1% of token to do it. And one of the greatest motivation for us incubators is that we can share more ideas, more regional opportunities, collaborate, discussing with incubators circles. This is one super unique opportunity to do it. Normally, Japanese incubator like us don't have a motivation to share what's going on in Japan, so what type of protocol we should incubate from Japan with international people. Any other ideas, normally we don't have a motivation to share the idea to any other countries' incubators. Sometimes we can take it's not an enemy, but it's just a bit of business. It's not doesn't mean to business synergy normally, but East Reactor can create more aligned incubators collective success. This is focusing on. So this is the things of East Reactor's model. So first, as I mentioned earlier, so incubators normally, as our Ethereum incubators, we are always supporting very, very early stage founders. They started from hackathon. They tried to hackathon so many times, and they're starting to build teams and just finalizing the ideas, and also share, listen, or research everything, and doing for finalizing of this protocol architecture. Okay, this is good. So maybe these information, who is our underrated talent in each regional market, will capture by regional incubators, right? So if you are living in your country, you know everything this country normally around your community, and who will be joined, who are recently interested in this market, this protocol, this type of idea, like that. Like that. Imagine, if someone or if new market comes in the market, like that. If there is an idea, like a new Oracle mechanism, it needs for the market any specific reason. So, okay, this is good. Okay, so through this ETHReactor brand, we are starting researching on everything. Who guys are already started to research on new architecture model or new value model of Oracle mechanism? Or there's lots of Oracle in the market, or including Chainlink too. So why we need new type of Oracle? Is there a critical reason someone should create a new protocol or not? And if it's true, okay, so what type of architecture is the best? So ETHReactor is a hub for everyone to collect more ideas, protocol ideas into the ETHReactor brand, and also we can share ideas with collaborating aligned incubators, and sorry, through the incubators we can easily to find really good talent in regional market. Maybe some case the founder comes from Japan and Korea and Mexico and co-founding together for one protocol. I think this is the best. So ETHReactor can work for providing more increased coordination opportunities in the Ethereum ecosystem, especially for Ethereum incubation phase. And also, as I mentioned, ETHReactor will do our cohort-style incubation programs. So normally, incubation program is just a bit of hard to are providing actual beneficial or benefit to mentor or guest speaker each of programs. Normally, everyone doing just a super voluntary work or just accessing to early stage protocols are only the reason they are doing. But we have to create more actual incentivized model through this action too. And if really good mentors support deeply to really specific founder, if founder will success in the future, the mentor will calculate something, as his mentorship was very, very good in the early stage, something like this. How we can capture, how we can track on this. This is the things. And the left one is grow them as regional leading protocols. I think, I personally think, it depends on the market, but especially in Japan too, the market has been recently changed a little bit. It means, so the past of timing, I think ecosystem is a piece of puzzle. So there so many lots of pieces of puzzle are already in the puzzle. So there is a big lending protocol. There is a stablecoin protocol. There is the risk-taking protocol, as like this. So if protocol is already enough, someone should aggregate protocols into the one application and ship as one product. What I'm saying is that protocol is more OSS-based, open source-based, smart contract-based one. And the product means, more providing the things on it, like this. So, in the last message from ETHReactor, the ETHReactor is these things. So, ETHReactor will support for early stage founders. And if you are running your regional community, please let me know. Or we'd like to onboard you to ETHReactor. So let's work together. I think this is a new chapter for Ethereum incubation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. ありがとう